Of the revelations at the exhibition stand of the World Military Congress on Military Medicine is the indigenous and local content of the products such as this on display. Sir, what can you say about this product?
The military, as far back as the year 2004, tried this product on HIV patients and found that it increased their CD4 count and their blood level very significantly, and therefore made poster presentation in Washington in 2004. Now that Nigeria was built to host the Congress, we were now invited to make oral presentation, that is PowerPoint presentation. And that presentation, we demonstrated reported the findings, our scientific findings on how Jobelyn increases blood level very significantly within a short time, that it might even be used as a substitute for blood transfusion, and how it takes care of inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of every disease that you have. Then we also demonstrated through scientific finding how it is a very, very powerful antioxidant. As a matter of fact, it is one of the most powerful natural antioxidants in the whole world. And you know what antioxidants do? Whether you are sick or you are well, you need antioxidants, because at every stage of a human life, there are what you call free radicals, which are destroying the human cells and creating the room for people to be sick. Now, if you take antioxidant like Jobelyn, which is about the most powerful with 37,622 ORAC value, then if you are sick, it will restore you back to health. If you are not sick, then it will protect you from getting sick. And this is the first product that Nigerian medical doctors are now prescribing in their hospital because of all the research findings. And we want to make this product to the whole world. We have the American version and the international version, which we are selling in all parts of the world. And in Nigeria, we are marketing this product, being the first indigenous product to be well researched in all pharmacies across the whole nation.
The chairman, senior officers from all countries present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. all other protocols to be respectfully observed. Once again, permit me to welcome you to Abuja, the beautiful capital city of Nigeria. I sincerely hope that you return to your stations richly blessed with knowledge about all spheres of medicine, including our latest contribution to phytomedicine. I am Colonel Dr. Jobelyn a consultant pathologist with 44 Nigeria Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, Nigeria. As you may be aware, I'm presenting to you in this August gathering a product made from sorghum bicolor. Sorghum is known as dawa or akababa or guinea corn in various Nigerian languages. Sorghum bicolor is a native plant. It's grassy in nature, as you can see in the picture there. And the native grass grows widely. The native grass grows widely in the banks of Jobelyn River, which is a tributary to the Nile River. It's known to the ancient Egyptians, and it also grows very well in West African region, including Nigeria. It's grown for food and for medicinal purposes. So people use it traditionally to cure diseases. Jobelyn, which is an extract from sorghum bicolor, is extensively researched and has recently been elucidated and characterized to have active compounds, with 2 brand new compounds that have been found in phytomedicine. It's novel because it is just newly found. This makes Jobelyn, manufactured by Health Forever Products Limited, an attractive bride for anybody who wants to venture into botanical medicines. It has huge antioxidant properties. It is unsurpassed due to some tests, the oral value tests that were done. It has very high oxygen radical absorbance property. As you can see in the forthcoming slides, not surprisingly, modern science have tried to isolate some of the compounds, synthetic compounds, synthetically. But these cloned synthetic compounds have not been found to compare favorably with the natural extract. That is, their properties are found to go below what is found in the natural sorghum bicolor extract found in Jobelyn. And what makes this Jobelyn so having a powerful antioxidant property is nothing but what we have, a huge amount of phytochemicals or flavonoids. And in this case, we have the 3-deoxyanthocyanidae, which have been confirmed to have very powerful antioxidant properties. It also has anti-inflammatory properties and chemoprotective. Plants are known to protect themselves, and these flavonoids, the 3-DXA as I will call it, is one of those that have been found to be used by sorghum bicolor to protect itself. So it's that self-protective mechanism of the plant that has been now used by humans to serve as a medicine. And so how does it express this powers? In experiments done independently in 3 Nigerian universities, sorghum bicolor, in the name of Jobelyn, has been found to restore to normalcy anemia in laboratory-induced laboratory-induced anemia in animals. One of the experiment centers compared Jobelyn to blood transfusion, in that it raises blood levels, both PCV and hemoglobin. In fact, some surgeons would rather give Jobelyn as an adjunct to their surgery instead of giving blood, except if it is acute blood loss. We also find people who cannot afford synthetic erythropoietin, which is quite expensive with so many side effects, using Jobelyn, and they've been found to actually raise their PCV and hemoglobin levels. And this also could be used by people in Nigeria of the Jehovah's Witness faith or religious sect who will not condone blood transfusion. They found it to be very useful because it can be used to raise hemoglobin level to an appreciable extent. The slides speak for themselves. In this slide, you see a center in Lawansin Surulere. 163 patients were found to have their 98% of them had their blood level raised simply on placing them on Jobelyn. Some for just 10 days, some for 2 weeks. Jobelyn has been confirmed to have these powerful anti-inflammatory properties as far back as 2005 by a laboratory in Germany. What makes it so is because of cyclooxygenase 2 selective inhibition that it portrayed. And in the phytochemical world, if you go onto the internet, you find that a lot of people are studying extensively this inhibition of cyclooxygenase 2 in anti-inflammatory processes. In fact, they are looking at it as a suppressor to cancer growth. So it's still at study level that we don't know whether this may be one of the things that scientists will look deeply into suppressing cancer or cancer growth. Jobelyn was compared with 7 other compounds, and the extract JE5 was found to have superiority selectivity to cyclooxygenase. The cyclooxygenase selectivity is defined by the ratio of cyclooxygenase 2 divided by cyclooxygenase 1, being in Jobelyn far below 1, while others are having higher values, as you can see in the slide. Further confirmation that Jobelyn has outstanding cyclooxygenase 2 selective inhibition. And the active compound was fractionated using liquid chromatography, and some extracts were found which are called like P8, 1, P8, 2, P9, P11, and after elucidation, you will see, as you see in the table, we have some 2 new compounds that were discovered. The methoxyflavinoid arpeginine D and the flavonoid arpeginine adduct. These are never found before. They were characterized from the extract of Jobelyn, and they are still being studied. This just to tell us that this common food substance, dawa guinea corn, has a lot of medicinal property if the extracts can be harvested properly. Compared to most, according to a Brunswick laboratory study in the US, the Brunswick laboratory is chosen by FDA in America to monitor antioxidant claims and the health benefits of antioxidant compound, which is determined by the antioxidancy effect. 5 predominant reactive species were tested, that is the free radicals, and by a simple numerical value, Jobelyn was found to have higher value than the others when they were compared. And these were compared with other fruits and vegetables. And Jobelyn was known to have up to 37,622 TA value, that is Prolux equivalent value. So we can see the antioxidant property were confirmed by this compound, by this laboratory in the US, to have a very high oral value. And if you go to the next slide, you see the comparison with other. Next slide, please. Comparison with other fruits of its kind. So Jobelyn is not only medicinal, it's also a complete balanced diet. It has carbohydrate, it has caloric value, it has protein, it has dietary fiber and fat. Jobelyn is safe. Next slide. Jobelyn is safe because the toxicological studies done in the College of Medicine, University of Lagos in 2009 showed that the lethal dose 50 value is very, very high. So you can see the lethal dose 50 value that you need to take about 215 milligrams per kg to have toxicity in mice. And this by the oral route and the intraperitoneal route. This shows Jobelyn to be very safe, even in high doses. In the clinical study I did, that is next slide. In the clinical study I did in the Lagos Military Hospital, Ikoyi, I saw 64 persons living with HIV. And I evaluated the efficacy of Jobelyn in enhancing their cellular immunity in 2003. It was found that infected patients had positive, it was seen to have positive cellular immunity on infected patients with HIV. Both those that were on treatment, that is, those that were placed on heart, and those that were not eligible to be placed on heart. 64 patients were seen and studied for the efficacy of Jobelyn to enhance their cellular immunity. These patients were confirmed by Western blot technique then to have HIV-1, and they had baseline investigations that were done on each of them. These patients were divided into 3 groups. The first group were those with CD4 count above 300. At that time, we were using 350 for the national values. Those were placed on only Jobelyn. Those with CD4 below 300 were already placed on heart under the national program, but were added, that is, they had additional Jobelyn to their regime. And those, then among them there were 2, the other group had only hearts. They were already on the national program, so they continued. The findings were that there was significant increase in elevation of CD4 count in patients, 40 of them, that were placed on Jobelyn plus triple antiretroviral therapy, when compared to those placed on heart alone, 17. Jobelyn alone significantly increased the CD4 count of patients, 7 of them with initial CD4 count above 300. Patients placed on Jobelyn and heart showed up to 91.4% mean rise after the administration of the drugs. Those placed on Jobelyn alone had an increase of 43%, while those on heart alone had up to 30% increase in CD4 count. Another study at a HIV clinic in a police clinic in Baltimore showed that 10 people were tested. Participated. These 10 were confirmed to have HIV, and their CD4 count was seen to be raised. You can see on this slide. This is just the letter sent from the Baltimore clinic to tell us of the increase in CD4 count when they tested them at 0, 4, and 8 weeks. In my own case, we tested them at 0, 6, and 12 weeks. So we can see that Jobelyn has a very good antioxidant property, has a very good anti-inflammatory property, and hematologically, it has been seen to increase CD4 count in patients that were suffering from HIV, and we also know that it has helped to reduce crisis in patients that were seen as in sickle-cell clinics. These are some of the drugs that are seen at the international market. In the international market, like in the USA, some other adjuncts were added to Jobelyn to treat arthritis, heart disease, and immune boosting products. So that makes Jobelyn an international drug that can be used not only in Nigeria, but the world over. And this Jobelyn will actually open up avenues for people to think more of how to look at our herbal products, and for the purpose of, 1, widespread acceptability between our people, and that those that are safe can be safely used. This does not mean that every herb is safe, but toxicological studies have shown Jobelyn to be very safe. Thank you very much. God bless.
This is in the Nigerian medicine, yes? And do you have experience using this medicine for another infectious disease?
For another infectious disease?
Yes. Very beautiful presentation.
Considering the sample size of the study you've shown us, do you think this thing can be generalized?
I did present Jobelyn in 2005 in the United States. Then we were talking of anemia, its role in anemia. Now, my comment is this. I hope we don't fall into the temptation by most drugs emanating from this part of the world to do everything. There's a danger in trying to expand the scope of efficacy of a drug. You've got to be focused. When people made Viagra, they had a focus. Somewhere along the line, they deviated. When people, okay, the drug failed as a cardiac drug. It failed. But then everybody came and said, look, there's a side effect. We have terrible erections. And of course, the people changed and said, our drug is no more for heart. It's now for erectile dysfunction. Now, what am I trying to say? Jobelyn for treatment of arthritis, treatment of cancer, treatment of anemia, and all of that. We may just be expressing, we may just be talking about those properties, those states that when they are brought together in the correct proportion, give rise to A, maybe the antiviral issues in immunodepression. I think the producers of this drug should get a focus. A drug may be doing a particular work. It does not mean it cannot, in the process, maybe the anti-inflammatory property, you can talk about anti-inflammatory property. But when you are going to talk about its use, the effective dose, the lethal dose, and all that, there must be a focus on which drug. Or else you find that the dosage you will need for anemia and the dosage you will need for arthritis and some other problems maybe so varied that the pharmacology of this drug may be a book like this.
Thank you very much, Colonel Ayuba, for that beautiful presentation. I happen to be, my name is Dr. Abia Okon. I'm a general surgeon, and I have been involved in the research on this herbal medicine for quite a while. For example, in my hospital, I rarely talk about blood transfusion. Now, you see, it has always been strange for people to hear that word about one medicine being able to do so many things. And I can hear General Obaje comment on that. You know, that is the way we approached it in the beginning. It's not possible, it's not possible. But when we just looked at the Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, I'm sure during your school days, when you were doing biochemistry, you came across Krebs cycle, citric acid cycle, or oxidative phosphorylation. The answer is there. Because the moment oxygen mixes with glucose in the mitochondria to form adenosine triphosphate energy, then produces free radicals, which continues the oxidation. That's the problem. It is the oxidation that damages the DNA of the white blood cells that leads to chronic inflammation. So you see, once you have oxidative phosphorylation, free radicals are produced. They cause oxidation. They damage the genes in the white blood cells. The white blood cells go into chronic inflammation, which could lead to cancer. So you will agree with me that just like the steroids do, the moment you can block the oxidation to an extent, the oxidation, which we know is a protective mechanism, the oxidation will be reduced to an extent. And this reduction of oxidation and inflammation is what makes it appear as if, in fact, such powerful substances like Jobelyn, containing a lot of flavonoids, can practically do most of the things we talk about, starting from atherosclerosis, because it contains oligosanol that reduces cholesterol. It contains substances that, like the tannins, phenolic acids. All these are powerful antioxidative, anti-inflammatory substances, which, if well harnessed, I want to believe, because if you think of it, nature made every cell in the human body to produce antioxidants. And I want to believe that there was a reason for that. And that is simply what we are doing. We are just trying to copy what nature has made into our body to get our body to have as much antioxidants as possible. So please don't query Colonel Ayuba on why his medicine